Broadcasting live from our studio in Boston with presentations from prominent industry vendors, Solutions Review presents Data Demo Day, a virtual trade show for data and analytics.
Hello, I'm Doug Atkinson from Solutions Review, and welcome to Data Demo Day. Over the next 3 hours, you're going to see three very diverse data solutions. We have a recognized market leader, a newly launched hot data startup, and we'll close with a highly developed data and marketing platform. First, we're going to go to Utah and DOMO. And if you don't know DOMO, you should. They have over 1,800 customers worldwide, from large enterprises to SMBs. They're a recognized leader by pretty much everyone, Gartner, Forrester, G2 Crowd, Dresner. We certainly know DOMO, and we think they're making a strong case for moving data and analytics to the cloud. They've developed a comprehensive platform that's intended to bring disparate data together, and lots of it, and the tools to let your people dig into that data and pull out all the diamonds of insights that exist. And we're joined today by Lisa Devashrayee-Oaks, Product Marketing Manager at DOMO. Lisa, how are you doing this morning?
I'm great. How are you, Doug?
Very well, thanks. Rather than me getting in the way of a great demonstration, we're going to take a step back here in Boston, let you take the lead. If you can walk people through what you're going to present today and then get into the demo, we'll check back in about 30 minutes. We're going to be gathering up questions on our end, and we'll have a nice little QA session at the end, if that's all right with you.
That sounds great.
Tremendous. Thanks.
All right. Thanks, everybody. It's great to be here with you today. So yes, as Doug mentioned, we'll give you a little bit of an overview of how DOMO can help your business, and we'll show you the product. So over the past few months, I think we all know that every business has really been put to the test of how we can learn and adapt to an environment that seems to be changing literally every day. And data and business intelligence is really core to how this gets done. So as a result, we're really seeing a huge shift in the role of how data and business intelligence can drive actual strategic initiatives at companies all over the world. And according to the research that we're seeing, there is explosive growth in self-service BI and cloud platform systems right now. So it does make perfect sense that in this time where, you know, we've got all this uncertainty, every decision that you make really counts, that improved access to some insights in your data would be a significant business advantage. And I guess the rub there, though, is choosing the right strategy. So, you know, you need to think about your current data strategy. You need to think about your current technology investments and infrastructure that you've set up. You need to think about your business processes and how they can change to support this new data strategy. And you need to think about how to get all the right information to your people and make sure that they can take action on the insights that they're finding. So today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how DOMO can help you with those challenges. And we're going to talk about three key pillars of DOMO. So one is data integration, one is data analysis, and then the other is intelligent apps. And these are really the three pillars that form DOMO and can help you navigate these challenges that we're just talking about. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and I will show you DOMO. We'll walk through it. All right. So what you're seeing here is a little bit of DOMO under the hood. So the great thing about DOMO's data integration solutions is that you can take data from any source, whether it's in a cloud system or whether it's in an on-premises system or a legacy system that you're tied to. And you can get it into DOMO really seamlessly, and you don't have to build your own APIs from scratch. So here's just, again, a view of how data flows into DOMO. You can see we've got several things going on here. Here's our Salesforce connection. So we've connected some Salesforce data, connected data from a whole bunch of other systems here. And we've even federated to a bunch of different data warehouses. So in this case, this is our BigQuery data warehouse that we've federated to. So another thing to note is that DOMO can really help you see all of your data assets in one place. So you can see here all your data sets, and you can manage access to them all from here as well. So you can set up governance and security permissions all in one spot. So let's talk a little bit about ways that you can connect your data. So one way is through our cloud connectors that I mentioned. So we've got over 1,000 of these pre-built APIs, and you can really go through, search for the one that you want to find, the system that you're trying to work with, and then all you need to do is enter your account credentials and you're on your way to getting your data into DOMO. We also have a tool called Workbench that we use to bring on-premises data into DOMO. So with that tool, you can securely upload your data to DOMO, and you can leave it behind your firewall. You can also do something as simple as just upload a file. So you can see here, I could drag and drop a spreadsheet right in here to upload that data into DOMO, or do something more sophisticated. As I mentioned before, with federated data, you could set up federation to different data warehouses that you may be using. So that's just a little bit about data integrating your data and connecting all your data. So I wanted to show you a little bit about, once your data is in, some of the tools that DOMO has to help you combine and transform your data. So if we go right here, I can show you our Magic ETL tool. The beauty of DOMO's ETL is that you don't have to be an expert to use it. So we have our Magic ETL tool that really is a drag and drop interface. It helps you just visualize your data flows. You can see we've even got a checklist here to help you understand what you need to do. And you can see here I've just set up a couple of input data sources, and I've configured those. And then down here, there's a number of things I can do with my data sets. I'm just going to show you how to do a quick join of the data. Simply just by dragging and dropping in with arrows, I can start getting on my way with that. So it's very simple to use. If you're more comfortable with you writing SQL transforms, you can certainly do that as well. So we have MySQL and Redshift here. So if you've got the expertise and you have a more complicated transform, you can go in here and create those as well. So that wraps up what I wanted to say about DOMO's data integration capabilities. So the next piece of DOMO that I want to show you is the data analysis. So the nice thing about data, and what's really unique about DOMO, is that you can customize how you deliver data to your business. So you're looking right now at what we call a DOMO story. So in addition to hundreds of chart types that you can use for your data, we've also got DOMO Stories. And DOMO Stories are just a more customized way to deliver a personalized experience to help guide people through the analysis of your data and to really just tell a story with it. So you'll see this is an example of one of our stories. It looks complicated. It looks like it was complicated to create, but it really wasn't. It was really done with out-of-the-box DOMO capabilities. So what you'll see here is we've put in our own image, our own background image. We've put in our logos, different fonts and colors. And each of these buttons here are actually links to another story. So we can look more at the supply chain story here. And what's nice here, I'll scroll through so you can see kind of what we've been able to put together. Really a custom look and feel. I can go ahead and I can filter this entire page. So all the charts that you see can be filtered. You'll see the values just changed there when I clicked on rotors. So that's a nice thing to be able to do. And this is really easy to edit. So if I go up here, I can simply edit this dashboard, and I go into edit mode. And now I've got a few different options. So I could change the background, for instance, of this chart very easily. There's also options over here where I could just drag and drop layout elements like charts and text and images right onto here to change this up. And the other thing that's nice is that once you create this, you don't have to create a separate mobile version. So you can see here, I can toggle between my desktop and my mobile view just to make sure that everything's looking the way I expect it to. So that's really nice as well. The last thing that I'll mention here is another key part of DOMO for analysis, and that is setting up alerts. So we have this concept of managing by exception. So you can get alerted when there's some change in your data that requires your attention. And say, for instance, I wanted to understand if there's any changes in production, I want to get an alert about that. So that's just as simple as going here and saying alert me. And you can see here there are several alerts that other people have already set up. So for instance, this one is alert me when units produced this month are less than 20,000. So I could say, sure, I want to know when production goes below 20,000. Subscribe to that, and then I could get a text message. I could say, email me. I could even set up a phone call, so I could get an automated phone call when the data changes. So lots of flexibility there. I can also set up my own new alert. So that's really simple to do. So for instance, maybe I want to see one of these models. I want to know when production changes by 3%. So I can just simply go in and add that. I can change the text that comes up when I receive that alert on my phone or email or whichever method I chose. And I can even share this alert with other people and have other people subscribe to it right here. So really some powerful things you can do there to stay on top of your data and not have to be constantly checking. So those were the things I wanted to mention about DOMO for analysis. The other thing that I would like to talk about is really exciting. It is our intelligent apps piece of the DOMO platform. And this is really exciting because really the possibilities for building on DOMO, on DOMO's platform, are limited only to your imagination. So I want to show you DOMO's App Store. So here's where you can go. We have a lot of apps out here. And I can just scroll through quickly and show you what we've got. We've got apps organized by categories, by capabilities. And DOMO makes some apps and puts them out here. We also have partners and customers who create apps and have put them out here and made them available for purchase in our App Store. So a lot of DOMO customers will go to this App Store and they'll find that someone has created an app that works for them, that solves the problem that they're looking at. Other customers will determine that there's a really unique business problem or issue or process that they need to solve for, and they need to build their own app. And they're finding that DOMO is a really great way to build your own apps, low-code apps on the DOMO platform. So the other cool thing to mention is, not only can you build these apps, but you can make them really interactive, and you can even set up automated actions so that your people can take immediate action on what they're seeing. They could send data back from DOMO to a source system. They could even trigger an action from DOMO in another system. So for instance, maybe inventory is low for a particular item. They could trigger a new order for that inventory in a different system. So really exciting things that can be done and that our customers are doing right now with apps. I'll show you just a couple of examples. So this is our retail store performance app. It just gives you a quick, this is for retail owners, of course, it just gives you a quick view of what's going on with your stores. And you can even look at past performance. You can get an overall status of how things are going. I can look at my sales versus goals and see how everyone is doing. Another example is our campaign scorecard app. So for marketing teams, they can get a quick view of what's going on with all their marketing campaigns, click-through rate, conversions. They can drill down by individual campaign and get some information on each one. And then I'll show you a little bit about how you go about building our apps in DOMO. So here's a little bit of the tools that we provide to help you build apps. You can see here we've got several things here to get you started. And we also have a team of developers and consultants that are willing to work with you to help you build those apps, partner with you, and build those apps for you if needed. So that is our intelligent apps platform. Some really cool things that are going on with that. We're excited. And I think that wraps up what I wanted to share today. So we talked about how you can integrate data into DOMO, really integrating data from anywhere, combining your data, joining it, cleaning it up, can all be done within DOMO. Analyzing your data, and not just analyzing with charts, but really some unique ways that you can provide a customized experience to people to experience your data and to understand it with DOMO Stories. And then alerts as well to help you keep on top of what's going on with your business and understand when data changes and when you need to take some action. And then, of course, we talked through intelligent apps. So again, really some great potential for building your own solutions on DOMO's platform. And I should mention too, the great thing about building on DOMO's platform is that you don't have to worry about hardware costs or storage costs. All the security and governance that is built into the DOMO platform is already there, so you don't have to create those and manage those separately. So lots of things to think about there with those intelligent apps. So in closing, I just wanted to let you all know that we do have a free guided POC that we're offering. So if you'd like to give DOMO a test drive with your own data and see how it works, you can head to our website, domo.com, and we can get you hooked up with that. So basically, we'll connect some of your data with our cloud connectors that we talked about. We'll get you started visualizing your data, and you can really just see how DOMO works for yourself. So thank you again for joining us today. And that is, I'll throw it back to Doug, I guess.
Lisa, thanks very much for that demo. That was great. Before we let you run, I've got a few observations I'd like to make, and also we've got a few questions that we've received, and a couple of questions that we've developed over here at Solutions Review. What I wanted to talk a little bit about, at least after watching that, is how a new implementation kind of comes up. So I know you've got a whole lot of customers and you've done a whole lot of varying implementations. I'm curious, the way I saw that demo, there's tools right out of the box that you can use to get you started, and there are also tools like the app development that can really be quite powerful, but would require probably a little bit of time with the tool before you're kind of ready to build those apps. Is that how I'm seeing what you've presented?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the beauty of Domo is that there is a wide range. So if you're not really an expert in coding or data integration, for example, we've got solutions for you. But even for example, for our apps where you can build your own, it's really low code, it's simple app development, and we do have resources to help you should you need that.
And so, as you think about, Domo in 2020, and certainly it's a crazy time. Where are you seeing things progressing? I mean, have you seen an effect from the current situation on just the kind of customers that are coming to you, or the kinds of things that people are asking now that they may have to be more virtual?
Yeah, we are. We're seeing a lot of people, of course, who want to understand how their teams are working, and how are they communicating. So like, for instance, we just created the Zoom productivity tracker app. So you can see quickly how your teams are using Zoom and how much time they're spending in meetings, and, have conversations about, are those meetings productive? So there's definitely that element of virtual work. And I think there's also the element of just wanting to be able to make good decisions, really good data informed decisions at this time. And, we've got some data science offerings there that can help with that, with predictive analytics. We're just seeing more interest in really keeping on top of that data, and definitely making more data-driven decisions is just more important than ever.
I couldn't agree with you more. We have a couple of questions from our audience that I'm going to fire at you. One is from Kevin Smith. Can you talk about embedding options, iframes, APIs, etc.?
Yes, we do have an offering called Domo Everywhere. So we've got a few options, so you can definitely embed your Domo stories or pages into your own software, your own portal, and it doesn't require, again, a lot of coding. It's really simple with our embed functionality. We've also got Domo Publish, so you can publish your data across several Domo instances if you need to. But we do have some really strong offerings there, and definitely we're definitely seeing more demand for that type of thing as well.
Well, and a follow-on to that, is data required to be ingested, or can you operate on data in place? Is modeling required?
You can definitely operate. You don't have to move your data. So Domo's flexibility allows you to keep your data where it is. If you've already invested in your own data lakes or warehouses, you can keep your data there and federate to it. But if you want to bring your data into Domo, you can do that as well. So definitely some options.
I have a question with regard to the data science offerings. Can you talk a little bit more about those and what's included?
Yeah. So basically, our data science offering is our software. It's our data science suite, as well as our services. So what we provide is based on your specific use case for data science and your individual needs. We can give you a customized combination of those services and software, so you can basically understand what's causing business, what the impact is on business outputs, what are the inputs and outputs that are being affected, what are some causal relationships in your data, how can you automate some of your business processes. And we've got a team of data science PhDs that will work with you to help you uncover those use cases and then help you identify which pieces of the software will help you solve for your particular use case.
And so with regard to previous investments that folks have made. I know it's often a question as to whether or not, it'll work with this or that. Where do things stand in terms of if I've made an investment in a data warehouse? Is DOMO still able to fit with that?
It absolutely is, yes. So DOMO will plug and play with your existing solutions, and it's really designed to augment what you've already invested in. So if you've already got a data warehouse like Snowflake, for example, we can work with that. You don't have to move your data. If you have other tools that you're using for ETL, other things like that, we can definitely plug and play with those.
So we have a very specific question about integrations for an ERP, for Odoo ERP, but do you have a place where you have kind of your list of API connectors and the apps that you're currently integrated with?
Yeah, you can go to domo.com/app store, and you can search through all of our connectors that are available there.
And it's up to quite a few, I'm assuming.
Yes, over 1,000. Yeah.
Over 1,000. So we have another question from our attendees around platform update cycles. So how often is the platform updated? I know it's cloud-based. How is that pushed?
Yeah. So we do generally quarterly releases, and the nice thing about being a cloud platform is that you can just refresh your browser and get the changes. You don't have to update multiple environments or systems. It's really, really simple.
So I'm curious about the app building and the low code. I know this is something that at Solutions Review we are seeing a lot of, and it's really exciting in that you really are democratizing the ability for data analysts to do some really powerful things. Can you give some examples of some of the apps that are being built on the DOMO platform?
Sure, yeah, and I can show you a couple of them. So this one, this is for IoT devices. So a lot of consumer devices have these IoT devices on them that are tracking usage of the product, any errors or problems with it. And so you can see, this is one we created. It's our fleet management app. So you can see where all of your devices are deployed, see if there's any that are in an error state, things like that. So that's one example. We also have a DOMO Finance app. This basically is putting your P&L statement online, so you can go through and you can look at your data in different ways, different years, and so on. We've also helped a customer actually build an app to help their sales reps understand how their sales commissions are paid, because they have kind of a complicated commission structure. So we've helped them with that. Yes. And really, so many different use cases, and we've been able to go through and help people create apps that are just helping them run their business more smoothly.
No, it's great. We're getting a few more questions coming in. A question that certainly is an important one at any time, and that's, can you talk a little bit about the security and controlling access of the platform?
Yes, so we do have security built right in. We've got bring your own key encryption, we've got SSO integration, SOC 1, SOC 2 compliance. So we really try to check all the boxes with security. And then the nice thing about DOMO too is you've got personalized data permissions that you can set up so that you can ensure that, while you want to democratize the data and make it available to everybody, you want to make sure that people see just the data that they're supposed to see. So DOMO's built-in data permission structure really makes it simple to do that.
Well, and of course we're getting more questions, and obviously one of the questions would obviously pertain to pricing models, right? So when used in an OEM embedded manner, what is the pricing model? Is it by user seat, by project, by data? I think that's specific to the OEM use case.
Yeah, it's going to be dependent on your individual situation and some components that we need to work with you on. So I would say if you're interested in that, we can help you talk through the pricing a little bit more. I unfortunately don't have an out-of-the-box answer for you.
Yeah, no, and if you did, it would be online.
Exactly.
But yeah, no, obviously we're strong proponents of folks who are interested in learning more about the nitty-gritty of the DOMO solution to reach out and contact the sales department at DOMO.
Yes, and you can look on domo.com. We do have a page for DOMO Everywhere where you can get more information and get in contact with us.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. So I think well, wait a minute. Pardon me. They're still coming in. This is great. Just have to call them up. So with regard to while I'm doing that, I'm curious about, you have so many customers and they're so varied. Are you finding any particular industries that are moving at the moment more than others toward DOMO?
We're really finding broad adoption across industries. It seems that, every marketing department, sales department, finance department, regardless of the industry, is finding a use for DOMO. So that's really kind of the trend that we're seeing.
Well, with regard to another question, are all of your data centers in the U.S.?
No, we have some global as well. And again, we can get you more details on that if you're interested.
And does that have an impact in terms of implementations and so forth, and compliance and regulations with regard to some of these more global compliance issues?
Well, I can say we do have clients worldwide, so we're prepared and have worked with many of our clients to get all of that in place, and don't have any concerns about being able to meet those compliance needs.
So we have a question about dynamic dashboards, and interesting enough, do you have an alternate method like PDF reports or .pptx formats?
We do. You can definitely export any of those visualizations that I was showing you to a PowerPoint. You can have them be scheduled reports that get sent to people on whatever interval you want. You can share them within the DOMO platform. Lots of flexibility for how you can share those.
Well, tremendous. Well, Lisa, this was great. Thanks for leading off. This is our first demo day, and we're really excited that you were a part of it. We've been tracking DOMO for as long as we've been around, and we've been around for 8 years here at Solutions Review, and it's been fascinating to watch the space grow, the solutions get more advanced, and the cloud to be even more powerful now than 8 years ago, and that was really helpful for us, and I think it was helpful for our audience. So thanks very much for being a part of it.
Thanks for having us.
You bet.